This is not responding.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Thursday, July the 10th. My name is Judge Esparza. We have some writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. The defendants are all present in the courtroom. They all speak English and they were sworn in earlier. The first case we're going to call is C4663-24-I, State of Texas versus Mary Lou Ortiz.
Yes,
Go ahead and stand up right there in the middle of the room. Right there's good. Good afternoon, Veronica. This is your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is currently charged with the offense of theft between $2,500 and $30,000. The bond is currently set at $15,000 cash surety. And speaking with my client, she is disabled. She has one young daughter that she supports. She's on disability, so her funds monthly are limited to about $900 a month. Your Honor, we would be respectfully requesting a PR bond or a low bond, so she would be able to get out and support her daughter.
This is the state.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nick Split on behalf of the state. My computer's not working, so I'm using Mr. Guerra's computer. That's why it says Mr. Guerra. So in this case, Judge, we can agree to reduce the bond to $10,000 cash surety. So lower from 15 to 10.
And Your Honor, I don't believe she would be able to make that amount.
Ortiz, how old are you, ma'am?
I'm 35, Your Honor.
Where were you born? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
What city do you live in?
West Lakewood, Texas.
You have a house or an apartment?
It's an apartment.
I'm sorry?
It's an apartment. No.
Okay. Are you married? How many children do you have?
One.
Do you work? You don't work?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to order that you be released to AIP officials. What that means, Ms. Ortiz, is the officials from AIP will come over here. They'll meet with you before you're released. You're going to sign a contract that has the rules for AIP. There's about 26 rules on there. Make sure you read them all. One of the main ones is don't get arrested again. No drugs, no alcohol. You stay home. You're under house arrest unless you're going to the doctor's office or you're going to work. You need to ask for permission. Tell them where you're going, and they will give you permission to go. Otherwise, you're at home. Do you understand me?
Your Honor.
I go back to that location, that Walmart. I believe it was on McCall Road. Do not go back there. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bond will be reduced to $1,500 cash surety. All other conditions. Anything else, Veronica?
That's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
This case we're going to call it C4497-24-C, State of Texas versus Jose Rodriguez. Speak English, correct? Mr. Rodriguez is present. Chris Sully.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Chris Sully, present for Mr. Rodriguez.
Good afternoon. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Rodriguez has been in jail since September 9th, Your Honor, so just over a month. He has a $20,000 bond on a theft. I believe it's less than $2,500, but with 2 or more priors, which makes it a state jail felony. He was unemployed with no income other than food stamps at the time that he was arrested. Excuse me. I'm speaking to the state, to Ms. Annalisa. I believe they're agreeing to a $10,000 reduction. I haven't been able to speak with him to see if he can afford that or to contact family. We were requesting a PR bond. I'm not sure if if a reduction of $10,000, if the court were so inclined, would be enough. So that's what we're requesting, Your Honor.
Okay, what says the state?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. What Mr. Solly did say in our position in this case, our recommendation is to reduce the bond to $10,000 cash surety.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez, what city do you live in, sir?
And,
Who do you live with?
by myself,
You have a house or an apartment?
so,
Sorry?
my house,
You own it or you renting?
my sister owns it.
Did you live by yourself?
Yes, sir.
You don't work?
Work's kind of slow right now.
What do you do?
What's that for?
There's no work?
My brother-in-law passed away, so I work with him.
If you are released, I'm gonna order that you be released to AIP officials. Same thing I told the other lady. You sign a contract before you get out of here. Make sure you read it before you sign it. No, don't get arrested or you're gonna end up back in jail. I'm gonna revoke the bond on this case. No drugs, no alcohol while you're out. And you're basically under house arrest. If you're gonna go work, you need to show them proof of employment, where you're gonna be working. They'll go verify that you do have a job there. They'll go check on you. When you're supposed to be working, if you're not there, that's a violation. If you're not at home when you're supposed to be, that's a violation. You'll report it to me and you're gonna end up back in jail. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Also gonna order weekly UAs. Probation's gonna contact you to tell you to go in and get drug tested every week. The first time you don't show up or the first time you come back positive for drugs or alcohol, you're gonna end up back in jail. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The bond will be reduced to $1,500 cash surety.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Have a good afternoon.
You too, Your Honor. Have a good one.
Good luck to you, sir. Next case we're gonna call is C 4678-24-F, State of Texas versus Emmanuel Suarez. You speak English too, correct, sir?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Judith,
Yes,
good
good afternoon.
afternoon.
Judge, this client is being detained he has two charges. One is for aggravated assault, the other one is for a terroristic threat. He's been there since September the 26th. His bond for the aggravated assault is 10. For the terroristic threat is 2. And Judge, I believe the facts of the case, it stems from some type of domestic dispute where he was trying to protect his mother. She is available on standby if the court wishes to hear from her. He's not able to make the bond. We anticipate that the case will ultimately get disposed of with a dismissal. His bond is $12,000. He's unable to make it. He is indigent. I was court appointed, so I'm asking for a low bond, maybe AIP and no harmful contact. I don't anticipate that it's going to proceed to a trial.
Judith, he has a hold from the U.S. Marshals for violation of conditions of probation or supervised release. He also has an ICE detainer. I don't know if you were aware of those things.
No, I didn't know about the marshal. I guess, I don't know when that detainer was placed. When I spoke to him, he wasn't aware of anything.
It has a date of October 2nd, so it was just last week. It was filed. I don't know when it got here to the jail, but it's fairly recent. But it does show he does have an ICE hold also, so it doesn't look like he's gonna get out. You a U.S. citizen, sir?
No, sir.
Yeah. There's an immigration hold on your case, which means if you do make bond, you'll be released to immigration authorities, but you also have a hold from the U.S. Marshals. Are you on parole for the federal case for supervised release?
No, I don't know. They didn't tell me when I got out. So,
So you got out federal time?
yeah,
When did you get out?
I don't remember the date
This year, last year?
this year.
Okay.
It was
You
for
speak English, right?
reentry. I believe if I'm not mistaken, I think it was for reentry, and you know how they put you on supervised release. So I think
Yeah.
that's why they did that.
I mean, he's got a hold, so he's not gonna get out. He's not gonna be able to get out. If they do, they're gonna take him over to the feds, and then these cases are gonna stay pending. maybe he's been in jail 16 days. I don't know, maybe you could work with the state and see if they can expedite these cases. So that he could take care of this before they release him to the feds.
Let me look, I'll look up, Emmanuel, I'm gonna call the feds to see who has your case, to see what they're gonna do with your case. Okay, so you'll have to
Understand what's
wait
going
in
on.
jail.
Okay.
What's the state's position? Let me just ask.
Yes, Judge, we're no reduction, Judge, because of his two holds. He does have an ICE hold, like the court just said. He also has a U.S. Marshal's hold as well, because just because of those two holds, we're in agreement of no reduction.
There's Mr. Suarez, if by any chance you do get out, there is a protective order that was issued by the magistrate, which means that you cannot have any contact with, who is that, Alicia Brown? Okay, where do you live? Do you know the address?
No, because she barely got the house.
And there's an Edinburgh address listed on your arrest sheet. Who lives in Edinburgh?
My mom. My grandma lives in Edinburgh and my
Okay.
mom lives in
Well,
West.
you cannot go, if you, by chance, hang on just a minute, if by chance you get out, you cannot go to 304 Midway Road in Donna. If you go by there, you will be arrested facing new charges. You understand that? You cannot possess any firearms. You cannot have any contact with Mrs. Brown, even while you're sitting in here in jail. Do not attempt to call her because that's a violation of this protective order and you're going to face new charges. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Judith. And this will expire December 24th, Christmas Eve. So just stay away. Don't have contact with her. Go ahead, Judith.
Okay, I don't know if you all have a copy of the PC statement. Judge, I know that I filed, I think in my motion, I'm also asking for a probable cause hearing. Do you do those? Maybe if you hear from the alleged victim and the state does, maybe we can dispose of it and I'll talk to, in the meantime, I'm gonna reach out to the feds to see what they're gonna do.
275th, I mean, F court is
32nd.
332nd. No, it would probably go back to Judge Ramirez just for the probable cause hearing.
Okay,
You want to
I'll
notify Tootsie?
yes, I'll talk to Tootsie and I'll go ahead and look into the federal case and then I may go ahead and ask for the court to have a probable cause hearing. I'll go and talk to you, Emmanuel, okay?
All right, yes, ma'am.
All right, so
Thank
right
you,
now, we're
Judge.
just gonna leave the bonds as is.
All right.
Thank
Good
you, Your
luck to
Honor.
you, sir.
That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
The next case we're gonna call is C 4672-24-F, State of Texas versus David Diaz. English, Mr. Diaz? Yeah. Ruben, this is your motion. Proceed.
Good afternoon, Judge. Yes, Mr. Diaz is here on theft that's from 2020. It was recently charged and added onto the underlying charges why he's here, which was an alleged assault against his family. It's my understanding the victims will be eventually proceeding an affidavit prosecution on these assault charges, and the theft is quite old. So we're asking if the court would consider $10,000 on each count, Judge.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 counts.
That's correct, Judge.
Say,
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, our position is no reduction. In 2020, this defendant has a case that was dismissed with the same victim. And here we are again in 2024. Because of that and the nature of the charge, the state's position is there's no reduction at this time.
Ruben, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, and I found out this morning that theft charge, it's actually out of the hot checks division. And so that's what that's stemming from. I did read the complaint on the ag assault and the injury charge to child charge. Mr. Diaz, what do you do for a living, sir?
Nurse.
LVN or an RN? Where do you work?
Working hard in the nursing home.
Alleged victim, a Hillary Hernandez. Is that your girlfriend, wife? What's the relationship there? Do
Mother and children.
you live with her?
We just broke up and that's why she put me here every day.
You don't live with her.
No, we were gonna get back together
Sure.
on all of our girls.
I didn't see a protective order here, but I'm going to, if you do make bond, issue a no contact order, which means, I don't want you calling her, texting her, sending her messages through Facebook or Snapchat or whatever other social media app is out there. No contact with her or the children. Do you understand me? Until this case is resolved. I am aware that there was a case from 2020 where she was the victim. I believe that was just recently dismissed sometime last year. I'm not sure why, but I did see a dismissal order. 3 years later, it was dismissed. I'm also going to order that if you make bond, that there be weekly UAs. There was some allegations in the complaint of drug usage. So I'm going to order weekly UAs. Same thing I told the other individual. You're going to have to show up when probation tells you to show up and get drug tested. The first time you come back positive for drugs or alcohol, you're going to be back in jail. Is that clear? Also going to order it to be released to AIP officials. Same story I told them. You sign that contract, make sure you read it, because you're going to be obligated to follow those rules. And I don't want to hear, oh, I just signed it, I didn't read it. Those are your rules and you need to follow them. So make sure that you read it before you sign it. Bond on the ag assault would be, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce each one of the ag assault and the 2 injury to a child charges to $10,000 cash surety each. The theft charge, I'm going to leave as is. Maybe you can work something out with Mr. Schreiber there in the hot checks division, because I think the bond amount from what I read or was due and owing was a little over $8,000. So I don't know if they'll agree to anything less than that. There's a request for $30,000, but I don't know where that money goes. I'd rather it go to pay the restitution than any bond amount. So maybe you can work that out with them, Ruben.
Yes, Judge.
Anything else from the state, Ruben?
The judge.
Nothing further, Judge.
Make sure you comply with the conditions, sir. I think that's everybody. Mr. Cuellar, thank you for your help. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge. You have a good one.